Character is also very important. You can't you can't find out someone's character by texting with them. No way. You have to just meet them, talk to them, spend time with them, get to know their hobbies, and have expectations that are realistic so that you know who you're dealing with.
Learn as if you will live forever and live as if you will die tomorrow. I go by the name Flamboyant Lifestyle, aka what mankind. And there's the Flamboyant Lifestyle interview. Today we have a young gentleman in the studio here, a very energetic young guy. Today he's going to tell us so many things about his life journey. He's going to tell us about relationship issues. He's very expert in it. He has so many experiences. He has counseled so many people all over the world. Today he's going to share us some advice. And I know you watching us, you are going to pick up one or two things from it. So without not wasting my time, let's go for a quick break. When I come back, I'll introduce the guest to you. Stick and stay. If you just tuned in, you are still watching the Flamboyant Lifestyle interview. And as I said earlier on, today we have a young, energetic young guy in the studio here. He's going to tell us so many things about relationship issues. He's going to tell us his journey. So without not wasting my time, let's invite the guest onto the seat. Yeah, bro.
Yo, Chan, how are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah, welcome to the Flamboyant Lifestyle.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
It's a privilege to have you.
It's a privilege to be
Yeah, you've been here before.
Yes, I have.
A couple of months ago.
Yes.
Yeah. Right now, you've gotten so many subscribers on our channel now. God being so good. We are about 1.55k.
Oh, you've passed the 1K
Yeah,
threshold.
passed
That's
1K,
very
so
good. That's very good.
For sake of the people who don't know you when you were here the last time.
Okay.
So we want you to introduce yourself again so that we'll get to know you.
Okay.
So, what's your name?
So my name is Bryan Sam, and I attended GIJ.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Bryan Sam.
Yes,
And you
Bryan
attended GIG.
Sam.
We'll get to
Yes.
this. So let's get to know your educational background. Then you tell us more about the GIG and stuff. So where did you start your primary school?
I went to St. Paul's Lutheran at Kanda.
Okay, that's primary.
Yes, primary JHS from 1999 to 2010.
Okay.
And then I attended a Palm Senior High School 2010 to 2013.
Okay.
And then I went on to work for a bit, and then I pursued my education at GIG.
Okay. So your tertiary level you went to GIG.
Yes.
What was the main reason why you end up in GIG but not any other university?
That's a very good question. So I did general arts in school, and I think GIG was a place where I could flourish over there. You know, just nurture my natural talents for talking, media, stuff like that. Creativity. It was something that is just an extension of who I am. So
Okay, so you really love the way you studied yourself.
yes,
That you are good in communicating and also so that's why you
Yes.
end up in GIG.
exactly.
Okay, end up in GIG. Have you brought something out that is going to really help the society after completing school?
Well, being in GIG, I was tasked to, for one of my projects and assignments, I was tasked to write a story on how to, the impact of Galamsey in society, right?
Okay.
And we are also to write stories to highlight the impact. So when I wrote mine, a friend and I turned it into an audiobook.
Okay.
So you can even put the link in one of the description when we're done.
Okay.
But I was tasked to do the assignment of writing a story about LMC, and then we went a step further to do the audiobook. You put it in your ear with an earpiece, you hear the sound effect, you hear the voice overs, you hear the birds chirping, explosions, all has been merged into one complete file.
Okay, about the Galamsey issue that you were talking about. When you look at our country now, it's a very sensitive thing that is happening in our country because most of our water bodies have been polluted through the Galamsey activities. So when you were in GIG, you said you wrote a book and you turned it into an audio book or audio
Yeah, audiobook.
book. So I want you to highlight some of the things that you wrote into the book, or yes, you wrote into the book that would benefit us whilst people are watching this
Okay,
interview.
that's a very good question. So when we think of galamsey, you might think somebody who needs money, just like that. Somebody who might be greedy, people who don't think about the water bodies and stuff. However, these people have families, they have mouths to feed, and they're from different backgrounds, okay? And the goal is to survive. So they are doing their part to ensure their family's upkeep, okay? Now, people think that it's easy to just absorb them into the bigger companies and make them um, human resource. But it's more complex than that. So the story highlights a group of people who went through certain hardships in life that made them decide that, okay, you know what, Galamsey is my only way out. The book has a very tragic ending. Most of them end up
So
dying.
does it mean that it's a government problem that they have to solve? Is it because there is no job in the country? That's the main reason why it has ended up making people doing galamsey in our country.
Probably. I don't have the data to support that, but probably it could be a systemic issue, right? Now we have natural resources to exploit, but if we don't exploit them properly and we use other ways, we end up causing more harm than good. But if the appropriate measures are put in place for us to exploit those natural resources, then everybody gets to benefit in the end.
Okay.
Yes, that is what I want to put across.
Okay, this is straight to the government. I know that this video will travel far than anything else. This is what I have to say to the government of Ghana. If some of the officials are watching us, we can get to the president to the preside. Any president that will be coming on to the state. All I want to say that galamsey is a very sensitive issue, and some people are less privileged to have good drinking water. Some people depend on our water bodies that are out there. So the government, all I have to say is you have to put in measures. You have to, if someone really wants to bring out gold and all those things from their land or those things, they have to put in measures. The person have to have maybe polytown, the person have to have drainage system, all those things, so that the person can do what you have to do so that you can get the gold without not polluting the water bodies. This thing has been happening all over our media. Sometimes it will become a problem, sometimes it will be easing down. And if the government are also under the galamsey issues and all those things, please, you people have to stop. Shout out to our brother this morning. We just dug for boreholes for the least privileged in the people. That's Stoneboy. God richly bless him so that everything will be okay for him because it's improving life so that they can drink good water. So shout out to him, to the Secretary Foundation or One God Foundation, forgetting the name. But God richly bless him for improving lives. Okay, bro. We are moving on to the conversation. Have you been hurt in life before?
Oh yes, definitely.
You've been hurt in
Yes,
life
I
before.
have.
What happened before you got hurt?
Well, various things have to hurt you. To hurt is part of growth.
Okay, to hurt is part of growth.
Yes.
What thing that really happened to you that you really felt hurtful within yourself?
I'm here because I'm a product of experiences, right?
Okay.
I'm not sure I can pinpoint exactly what it
Wow.
could be a friend, it could be a woman, many things. So I don't know.
You can't pinpoint.
I can't pinpoint
But
exactly.
you really have that feeling being hurt.
Oh yes, I have.
Okay, so how did you come out from it?
So first of all, you have to know that where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have to reach within yourself to know that okay, this is not the end for me. As long as I'm still breathing, there's something I can be able to do. And it's human nature for us to hold on to life to our very last breath.
Wow.
So if you can do something, then we will do it.
Okay.
So that's how we come out of it.
Okay. You are expert in when it comes to relationship issues and all those things. So knowledge is power.
Yes,
If you have knowledge, you can do everything that you really want to do. And also knowledge can help you figure out things that might harm you. But when you apply that knowledge, you can come out from that thing. So when someone really wants to date a girl, what are some of the qualities the person has to look for before dating so that you end up in marriage? Give us 4 qualities.
Okay, so flamboyant. This is a very layered question, right? I can't simply just give you four qualities like that. But I'll say that if you want to date somebody, you should do some self reflection and
Okay.
ask yourself, why do you want to date someone?
Okay.
Is it because you are lonely? Is it because you want physical intimacy? Or is it because you are fulfilled in life that you wish to share what you have? If it's the latter, that you want to share what you have, then it's a good place to start. But if you are lonely and you want physical intimacy, just these two things, you might have a problem in the end because people have agenda. The girl you may want has an agenda, okay? And if your agenda do not match, then there's going to be a problem.
Okay.
So if you look within yourself and say that, okay, you are happy with yourself, you would want to share that happiness with someone. Imagine you buy food and you call the boys, yo, come and let's eat. It's nice. When you are fulfilled with yourself, you definitely want someone else to experience your grace. So that is when you can extend that to a companion,
Okay.
to a female if you are into women.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you said something else. You said that if you want intimacy, like
Intimacy, yes.
intimacy, you don't have to go into the relationship. Or
Good. So if you want physical intimacy, there is a way you can achieve it without having to so the premise is that people think that to gain physical intimacy you have to be in a relationship. Okay, so people use that premise and enter one while looking for only physical intimacy. So therefore, they don't feed the woman the attention that she wants, only getting what they want out of it. So if you know that it's physical intimacy alone that you want, there is an approach for that. But if you want a full-fledged relationship that is based on love, respect, care, there's also a way to go about it. So the men should reflect upon themselves and know what they want before making the first move.
okay. So if someone really want to approach and just have physical intimacy, like the way you're saying, how can someone go about it? And also, if someone really want to have a relationship, the person has reflected within himself, and you really want to be with this person, how will the person go about it?
Also, a very good question. So the funny thing is that the two of them have a very similar approach. First of all, when you approach the girl or you find someone you think you like, the intent should be there.
Okay.
Let them know that you desire them. Okay. Let them know that you want to get to know them to a degree. You want to know who they are as individuals. You want to know their thoughts. You want to know their feelings. You want to know who they are. Okay. And you start out by simply inviting them to spend time with you. So the more time they spend with you, that's when they also get to know who you are, yes. But if the person cannot spend time with you, then know that they may not be interested in you. So therefore you should look beyond them and find somebody else who may be interested in you.
Okay. So do we have to pursue ladies who turn us down? Because recently I was talking to a lady, and the lady was like, "Oh, if you really want someone, all you have to, if the person is not even giving you attention, you have to still like proceed, maybe telling the person that you like it, still for the person to come." And I asked the girl that, why won't you say it once and for all? But you want the guy to be saying it day in and day out. And he said, one day I might make up my mind to come. So how will you go about it? Should we be proceeding asking the girl to come, or when we just ask them and they are not willing to come, maybe first time, second time, should we cut them off, or we should still press on?
These are very good questions. So I want to give you a small scenario. Life is short. We have about 70 years, give or take, to live, right? And you want to make sure that the small time you have here is spent with people who want to be with you, not people who are unsure of themselves.
Okay.
You see, when someone tells you no, at least you know that they are not for you. When they tell you yes, you know that they are for you. But when you get a maybe, try again, keep trying, that person does not respect your time.
Okay.
Okay. And it's even worse because you don't respect your time. Because you don't know your own value. If you knew your value, you would end up choosing those who choose you.
Okay.
People who will jump over the fence to see you, not people who will sit on the fence and wonder, hey, do I like him or not? I'm not sure. You don't want someone like that.
Okay.
So if you make your move on a woman and then she tells you that oh maybe, but you can try again. If you really love me, keep trying. That person has no regard for your time.
Okay.
However, it's because when you watch these romantic films, read these romance novels, it tells stories of how people fought hard for a woman's love. These things work well when you're watching a movie or when you're reading a book, but in reality, it just causes heartache.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to understand that not one woman was made for you. You have the responsibility to go out there and find the one who wants you as well. So if one person doesn't want you, there are others out there. So go out and make the move and you find someone.
Okay, to the guys out there, if you just need a girl and the girl is not willing to be with you, don't force the girl to be with you. Because forcing the girl, you have to force her to do so many things for you. Maybe you have to force her to cook, you have to force her to wash, you have to force her to do the household chores. So when the girl said no, just move on. We are about 8 billion people all over the world. One might value you and the person will say yes so that life will be interesting for you. So don't proceed when the girl said no, especially when the girl is not willing to give their numbers to you. They are still persistent. You might end up being slapped or insult. Respect yourself and move on to the better ones. Okay, so when a girl really loves you and a girl really appreciates you, the girl is going to really be with you. The girl is really going to spend more time with you and all those things. How can you get to know that this girl is not the right person for me or this girl is the right person for me?
Good question. So I would say that there is no way you can really tell what a girl is thinking, right? You have to be able to match her words with her actions. Because ultimately we judge people based by their actions.
Yeah.
If you tell me that you plan to do something but you haven't done it, the fact that you plan doesn't get you a point.
Yeah.
Doing it is what gets you the point. So when the girl says something, try and judge her based on her actions. Okay. So if her actions are consistent, then it's safe to say that that girl holds you in high regard. So if you tell her, let us meet here and talk, or let's go for a drink, or you invite her to spend time with you, you give her the time and the place, and then she comes there almost all the time on time. That's somebody who has you in high regard for the most part. If she says that she will do something for you, she will do it. If you suggest something, she's going to go along with the suggestion. Even if she's not very much, in favor of it, she's going to be open to see your standpoint. Maybe later she might push to try hers, but for the first time, she's going to be open to your suggestion, right? If a girl likes you and she is convinced about your worth, right? She's going to let you lead. She's going to, they say women should submit to men in the Bible. I'm not using the Bible as that, but women are very powerful, right? So powerful that if left unchecked, they can create chaos. But she's going to submit herself, I won't use the word submit. She's going to willingly sit down and then let you lead. Because she's convinced that you are a good leader.
Okay.
So you have to watch her actions. If they are congruent with what she says, then most likely she is in for you. But I'm not going to give you like bullet points because everybody has different things they value, right? So maybe if you are somebody who values punctuality, you value time, you value this, you value that, and then she makes an effort to be on time all the time to see you, then that is somebody who respects you. If you are somebody who communicates well, right, and then your girlfriend is acting up, and then you tell her, baby girl, the last time you did this and that, I don't think I liked it, but next time you should do better, right? And then when you are in the wrong, and she uses the same tone oh my darling, the last time you did this, I wasn't very, happy about it. So next time, let's do it this way. If she show you respect in accordance to how you show it back to her, then it's somebody who holds you in high regard. So you constantly have to check her actions and match them against her words. You can't tell me that your girlfriend says that she loves you, but you haven't seen it the past 5 months.
Okay.
It doesn't match. You understand? Or you can't tell me that your girlfriend says she loves you, but she has so many lectures and so many assignments that she can't see you.
Okay.
You understand? It doesn't match. Love is action. So therefore, you have to assess them by their actions towards you.
Okay. So, if someone has ended up being in a relationship and the person has not considered this knowledge you are pouring out, and the person is in a relationship already, what are the sort of things the person has to look for? Because some people are in relationship and what they've been experiencing is very hectic. Some people experience that the girl have been asking him for weekly allowance, like money for housekeep and all those things. Some have been demanding gifts. Some have been demanding sort of revenue from the guy. If you are in a relationship, are you supposed to do all those things for the girl to know that you love her?
So, if you have a girlfriend, or when you are dealing with women in general, you're going to have to spend money. There's no escaping that. You have to create experiences for her to enjoy, to associate you with those good experiences. So even something as small as going out, getting pizza, right? All these things, these logistics have to be on the man. You don't have to spend money on her directly to let her know that you like it. But the fact that, so money is the manifestation of your time spent at work.
Yeah.
So you are being paid for your time with money, you understand? So anytime you take your girl out and you spend money on her, she should understand that what you are spending on her, the money didn't come from the floor. It's an exchange of your time and physical strength for money, and you are sharing that with her, right? However, if she starts to demand something, right, then there's a problem. Typically, girls do not tend to ask for money. What they want is your time and attention, right? They want to know that this person likes me for who I am. They want to know that this person sees me more than just a sex object. So therefore, if you are somebody who shows her that even though you're a busy person, you can make time for her, they are going to appreciate that. But a girl who demands for money is not in the right framework to be in a relationship. Because that person sees love in a light which is a bit harmful. She thinks that it should be a transaction. Maybe it can work for somebody. If a man thinks that he can afford such a woman, that is fine. But if you know that you don't want somebody who's going to demand for money and resources, know that you don't go for someone like that and then later cry that women are this, women are that, they take money. Don't do that. Look for somebody who you know likes you, flamboyant, for your character, for your personality. Look for someone who appreciates you for that. Yes, it's good to have money because money is what creates the experiences. The food you went to buy for your friends to eat, the money didn't come from the air. It came from somewhere, you understand? And it's because of the money you had that creates that experience. So it's good to have money. But then when she begins to demand for money she didn't work for, then there's a problem.
Okay. So demanding of the money she didn't work for, that means the girl is not willing to be with you.
Yes.
She's up to something. She's having an agenda.
Exactly.
Because of maybe spending your money, or maybe he has translated the relationship into
A transaction.
a transaction or something
Yes.
else.
And also, let me add this. If the girl tells you that you are not a real man because you can't afford her, then please kindly walk away. Do not have an exchange with such a person because it's not going to lead anywhere.
Okay.
You need to be your frame of mind to move on. Just move on from there. Do not exchange any words with such a person.
Okay. So if we see a lady that we really love or we really want to be in a relationship with, do we have to look at the physical beauty or the character before being in a relationship with?
Both, actually.
We have to look at both.
Yes.
Why do we have to look at both?
So another small scenario, right? I have a niece, okay, who is very, very, very stubborn, but she's very cute. Whenever I'm going to I want to spank her and I just see her, I can't do it. You see, when you like somebody, when you find somebody attractive, it helps you tolerate that person. If your girlfriend is really, really annoying you sometimes, the fact that you find her attractive can help you tolerate her a little. If you don't like what you are seeing, nothing is going to move you to make the approach. You have to like what you are seeing first, right? Now, if you like the girl, you approach her, there is no guarantee that she's going to like you back. But at the very least, you should want to be with somebody that every time you look at her, you are happy that, okay, this is a very beautiful woman. She's a compliment to my life. Everybody has their own beauty standards, but then just going for someone that you feel like, okay, this woman is very beautiful, or I appreciate the woman's looks. Character is also very important. You can't you can't find out someone's character by texting with them. No way. You have to just meet them, talk to them, spend time with them, get to know their hobbies, and have expectations that are realistic so that you know who you're dealing with. There are lots of women out there who don't have character. I say this because it's as if a lot of girls stop growing at a particular age because people do things for them, so they don't have the opportunity to do things for themselves to make them grow. If they've lost their money. You know, boys have this thing like, oh, I've walked from here to here, I've walked from this place to that place. It's like bragging rights.
Yeah.
But if it's a girl, she's not going to do that. Someone going to stop for her and give her a lift. You see, so they don't have experiences like that they can share with you, right? So you can ask a girl what are your hobbies, and she'll tell you sleeping. But sleeping is not a hobby. It's not a fun thing to do. It's a must. You have to do it, but it's not an exciting thing to do. So if you spend time with a girl, you might realize that although she's beautiful, she's not. There's very little substance, right? Sometimes it may be a fault, sometimes it's not a fault, right? But then do not let her beauty cloud your judgment that because she's beautiful, she's the best you can do out there.
Okay.
Yes.
The conversation is getting very interesting and very, very interesting. And we are here with an expert, Bryan. He knows so many things about relationship stuff and he has said so many things. We are going for a quick break. When we come back, he's going to tell us more for us to learn more. Stick and stay. If you just tuned in, you are still watching the Flamboyant Lifestyle interview. And we are still here with Bryan. He has said so many things about relationship stuff. He said we have to move with our instincts. When we want a lady, we have to study her, we have to look at the beauty and also the character. The beauty don't have to affect the character because character is very, very essential in a relationship. And also we have to be tolerant because without not being tolerant, we can't be with anyone. So we are continuing from where we ended. Okay, bro, we are back from this quick break. Just a quick break. Okay. When we went for a quick break, we are talking about being tolerant with maybe a girlfriend that you are in a relationship with. How can you tolerate someone who is not willing to change in a relationship?
Good question. So, when it comes to the word tolerance, okay, it's allowing something to happen although you're not in favor of it. So when someone says I have high tolerance for alcohol, it's not flex that you have high tolerance. So it means that alcohol can be dangerous, just that your threshold is higher. But when I say tolerance to women, they are raised in a with a different mindset that's different from boys, right? And if you don't understand how they function, you're going to get annoyed with them all the time. Because when you're arguing with a girl, it's like she's saying something else, and then you're saying something else, and it's like it doesn't make any sense. But then you have to be able to understand where they are coming from and what they mean by what they said. So an example is when you are arguing with your girl and then she starts bringing up things from the past. In your mind, you might think that, oh, we've already settled this issue a long time ago, why are you bringing it? What it simply means is that you are making her feel that way when she felt that time, right? You are inspiring the same feeling she did then. That is what it means.
Wow.
Doesn't mean that she's bringing old things.
Okay. So basically, they have mood swings.
They sometimes it's very difficult to articulate how they feel.
Okay.
So you have to decode it for yourself. If you understand it, you're not going to have plenty arguments with them because the arguments come from misunderstanding. So maybe during your little misunderstanding, and then she says what she said. Oh, like last time you did this, and then it might even spike your anger more. We've already discussed this. Why are you bringing it up? And then it makes the argument just worse.
Okay.
So when she says that, understand that you are making her feel like how she felt last time. So by tolerating her in this context, it means that you have to understand how she's feeling in the moment, and then see if you can make it up to her.
Okay.
But I'll recommend not arguing with the girl in the first place, because the more you argue with her, there is no conclusion. Even if you win the argument, it's not as if she's going to say, okay, you won, here's milk or here's egg, I'll fight for you. No, even if you win the argument, she's not going to make you feel good about it. So it's best to avoid it in the first place.
Okay. What a brother is saying is very, very true. Women are different from guys because we are all raised in a different way. I'm sharing my knowledge to you because entertainment has taken part all over our media spaces. Music, movies, they are all good to bring stress and all those things. But flamboyant lifestyle is there to educate us. Whilst we are being entertained, we are learning something to better our lives. It's not just up there just speaking, like we feel like speaking. We are sharing knowledge for it to transform lives. What I have to tell you is that we have differences between man and a woman. That's why if you are playing, if a little guy is playing, the guy uses ball. And basically the guy have to fight for so many things. Ball, maybe he's playing ball with an opponent, you have to be playing the ball so that he can get the ball and score. And the lady, especially the girl child, is also have been given a teddy bear or a dog. She's nurturing the baby, she is going to bath the baby and all those things. So they are different altogether. That's why men fight to get everything they want, and ladies nurture. That's why God being so good, they are giving them the food a child have to be eating in front of them. Basically, that means children have to be with mothers so that they can feed them and also they can be with them. That's why God has made it that way. But if you're a guy, you know that guys are very, very straight and have egos. If you're a lady, all you have to do is you have to know that guys are different beings. You can ask a guy for something, maybe money or something, if you're in a relationship or anything, but it's not willing to ask or something. But in case you ask for something, if you are even married or maybe you feel like you really need help for something, the main reason why guys don't give things out easily is that guys have testosterone within us. Some of the testosterone has blocked within our mind. That's why you can ask a guy for even maybe 1 cedi or 2 cedis. The guy is willing to give you, but the guy will go and hide somewhere to think about it so many times. But the guy is having it all. It's not because the guy don't want to give it to you, it's because of the testosterone within the guy. The guy is really thinking, if I give this money to this person, why am I going to get the next money? So if you're a lady and you know this kind of things from a guy, if you're asking something from a guy, you know ways and means to what to do to get what you really want from a guy. And also a lady, ladies are having mood swings. The reason why they have mood swings is that because they have so many things to do. Ladies are multitasking. That's why if you leave a baby, if you leave a baby for a woman, you tell the woman to cook, you tell the woman to wash, the woman will cook, the women are multitasking in nature. They can do so many things at a time, but a guy cannot do it. Because if you leave a baby for a guy and tell the guy that the guy should cook, the food will end up burning and the baby will not end up bathing because guys are not multitasking. So many girls are multitasking. That's why if you tell a lady that she should cook, the lady will bath the baby the lady will clean the house and all those things. So if you know the differences between a guy and a lady, you can be in a relationship that will really help you. So you have to study so that you can be in a very good relationship that will end up in something beautiful nearby future. Okay, bro, I just added something to your submission. Does any relationship have to end up in marriage?
The answer is no.
Why?
Because people want different things in life. There are women in their lives, the women that in their lives at that point in time are not ready for marriage, but they still want companionship, right? Someone like that may not want to get married, but then they also need companionship. So there are times where a man too may want companionship, but is not interested in the whole idea of marriage. So maybe it's not for everybody, right? But you can still have meaningful, healthy relationships with people, even if it doesn't lead to marriage.
Is it because guys don't want to submit, guys don't want to commit, and girls don't want to submit to themselves? That's why they don't end up their relationship into marriage.
So I'll give you an example, right? There may be a girl who's very career oriented, that she wants to be at the top of her field. And to be frank, she doesn't see kids in her life. She wants to contribute to the world in her way. That doesn't have to do with children. So marriage may not be for her. There may be a man who feels the same way too. That even though he likes a woman, he doesn't. Marriage is not something that is for him. These two can still have a meaningful connection. They can still have a healthy relationship that even far surpasses those who get married. Because those who get married, they're not all happy. There are some who are suffering, but because of marriage, will keep quiet. You see, if those two who are not married can even have a more fulfilling relationship than those who are married. So it doesn't always have to end up in marriage. Maybe also you can also meet somebody, and that person might help you shape your life, your world, your outlook as a person, as a good individual. But that person may not be the one you're supposed to marry. They may travel.
Okay.
God forbid, they may die. Okay. So certain things pop up, and that makes it so that everybody you date is not going to lead to marriage.
Okay.
Yes.
So everybody you date will not lead to marriage.
Yeah.
So does it mean that being in a relationship, a healthy relationship, is just something like if the girl really is in a career-oriented space, the girl is not willing to get married, have kids, and all those things. Does it mean girls who are having a career and also married and having kids, how do we go about it?
Good. So those who are career oriented and want children and all those things, they actually prepare for it. They start dating with a purpose as soon as they can, because they know that the time frame for said things can be limited. Now, it's not an exact science that because you prepared for it, it's going to work, but at least they put in the effort that, okay, I want to achieve this, by that, and then probably find a man in the end.
Okay.
And it's a very complex, it doesn't work out all the time for them. Because the higher a woman gets in life, the harder it is for her to find a man. What I mean is that if a woman is very rich, women don't give men lifts. Men give women lifts. So, and then when women make money, they take care of themselves, they go to nice places and all those things. Regular men don't really do that, you understand? So, the higher a woman gets on the ladder, the harder it is for her to meet people, to meet men. Yes. So, these career-oriented women may have it a little bit harder. But then, those who want to make it work, make it work. But then don't go and look for a career-oriented woman who doesn't want children and then hope that she'll change her mind later on. Look for somebody whose goals are in line with yours as soon as you can.
Okay.
Yes.
So if the person goal is not in line with yours, you don't have to mingle with this person. You just waste each other's time.
Yes.
Okay. So if a girl is watching us, a beautiful, pretty lady is watching us right now, what should a lady look up to in a guy before settling or being in a relationship with a guy?
That's also a very good question. That's a very good question. What should she look out for in a guy? So first of all, you have to look out for a guy who has your interest at heart. Somebody who thinks of you, somebody who cares about you, right? Somebody who makes his desire for you apparent. They don't hide their desire in friendship. They let you know that they want you. And somebody who has your interest at heart, maybe I won't use so an example, right? Perhaps he calls you and then he asks you, "How are you?" And then the girl says, "Oh, I'm kind of sick. I'm not doing so fine." And the guy will tell you, "You know what? Let's go and sit somewhere and talk. It's been a while. Let's catch up." The effort to try and make you happy is somebody who has your interest at heart. Wow. It's not the person who says, "I hope you get well soon," smiley face, LOL. No, it's not that. The person wants to make sure that
you are well taken care of.
Yes. And you know, when you are in good company, you feel good. It might even help with the recovery of the girl.
Right.
So somebody who has your interest at heart wants to know that you are feeling well.
Okay.
Yes. So that's an example of somebody who wants what is good for you. So look out for men like that.
Okay.
Don't look for men who have who don't want you and then hope that you can make them work. You can work and then make them want you. Don't do that. Don't go and turn a goat into a cat. You can't do that. You see.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and what again should a girl look up to? So the girl have to look into the interest that the girl really like. The guy really likes her.
Yes.
And what's the second thing a girl have to look up to? And a guy really likes him.
So, the thing about the older generation is that they don't really teach the younger generation what to look out for. You understand? And it is quite hard to tell a woman what to look out for because they know what they want by default. Like, they just know. Even though it takes them a longer time to fall in love, when a woman sees a man that she finds ideal, she knows it. So no amount of work you are going to do is going to change that mind of hers, right? So the thing is that a woman doesn't really care how you feel about her. What she cares is how she feels about you.
Okay.
So no matter what you do, you cannot change her mind.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's that we should just teach the woman that instead of falling for impulses on who you just like, try and train yourself to like a particular kind of people. Okay. People who want the best for you.
Okay. Bryan is sharing very deep revelation and knowledgeable things in this interview. And I want to add up because we are here to learn. We learn together. That's the main reason I have interview. We share the opinion, I share mine, and you out there too, you can share yours under the comment section and also bring out what you really want to say. If you're a lady and you really want a guy in your relationship, the first thing you have to look out to, if you're a Muslim or a Christian, I'm talking about the religion aspect, it's very, very complicated and very sensitive out there. A Muslim guy cannot marry a Christian girl. It can work if both of them really are matured in the religion stuff. But if you're a lady and you really need a Christian, you're a Muslim and you really need a Christian guy, you have to know that there will be some complications out there. Your religion and your beliefs, because beliefs shaping relationship. Because maybe your guy may be needing you maybe around 6 and 6 you have to go and pray. And the guy will tell you that just cook this food for me. If the guy is not very tolerant to be with you, the relationship will be shaky. Because maybe you were not able to cook for him around 6 o'clock and you went to pray. The guy might talk that maybe you don't respect authority. So if you're a Muslim, you have to marry someone who is a Muslim. But if you want to go in for someone who is a Christian, you have to be ready to hold the bull by its horn. And the second thing that you have to do is you have to find a guy who is having a mentorship. Why am I talking about a mentorship? Because guys move with some ego in them. So if you really want to be in a relationship with a guy, all you have to look at the guy is having someone who really you listen to. Because guys can move in a way that they don't know that they are going to crash because of their ego. But if you find a guy who is very responsible, maybe the pastor, the father, or someone in the family or something, if the guy is really doing something that is not good, he can go in to go and tell the figure that the guy really respects, so that the man will talk to the person, so that the relationship maybe the guy cannot crash up. Because guy can end up, we have some guys who can end up having money, they might end up spending the money on unnecessary things, but because maybe he's married or is in a relationship with you, you don't like the way the guy spends money too much, you can go and tell the father figure in your life, so that some amend can be made so that the guy can be what in line with what you have to do. Because guys, if guys are not being controlled, they can end up messing up. So if you're a lady, you have to find a guy who is having a father figure or a mentorship so that you can. And also, if you really want to date a guy, you have to, because you have to be in a situation whereby you know that this guy really wants me. It's not someone that really is on and off. Sometimes he calls, he doesn't call. Communication is very what necessary. And also be with a guy who is your friend. Because if you end up being in a relationship and also you end up having sex, let me give sex maybe 1 hour. 1 hour. So that 23 hours, if people are not friends, how will you people be living your lives? So find a guy who can be your friend. You move out to. He understands you. You understand your character, the way you behave. You can talk about so many things. You can talk about maybe air condition. We have maybe 1.2 horsepower. You have to look into the interest of the guy, what the guy wants. Maybe if the guy really wants football or those things, you can just study how the guy talks and all those. Maybe if you're watching a football match, you can say, oh, this is free kick, this is pass and all those. The guy will find interest in you. The guy will not spend much time with his friends because you know that he's having a girlfriend or a wife at home who really also understand football. Because we have to understand guys so that you can be with them. So you have to look at this. I have so many things to share, but I'll just give you this so that you can work on it so that you can get a perfect relationship out there that you really want. Okay, we are coming to the end of the interview. We shared so many interesting and mind-blowing facts out here so that people can get to know so many. Because these relationship issues, girls are there, guys are there, women are scam, all those things. By following principles, you can end up getting a better woman. Following things that you need, you can end up spending money on a human that you really want to spend your life with without not just spending money, without not knowing what will end up. Because principle will direct you that if you meet a girl or a guy, you have to look at this and that and that. If you look at that, it's going to really help you to save your money, your energy, your time, so that you cannot box on. You can let you delay the number so that you invite people who are really interested in you. Okay, so I want you to look into the camera because the conversation is getting interesting and very, very interesting. I want you to look into the camera, advise someone who is now entering into a relationship.
So, when you watch when you watch romance films and read the romance novels, you may think that it's the man's place to work to earn the affection of the woman. But when you invest in yourself, you take care of yourself, your appearance, your education, your work, you're going to put yourself in a position where women want to be with you. So then you can now pick and choose who best suits you. You can't spend your whole life chasing them. You have to create the environment where they will feel comfortable coming to you themselves. And a woman is not going to walk up to you and tell you that she likes you. But then she's going to find a way to find herself into your space so that you can, interact with her. That is her making her move on you. So when you invest in yourself, maximize your looks, take care of yourself, education-wise, health-wise, you hit the gym, just take good care of yourself, dress well, speak well. You're going to create the environment where girls are going to be comfortable to make their moves on you. And it doesn't mean that the moment you do it, it's going to give you 90 girls, but it's a start, a good step in the right direction. You have to follow certain principles, like Flamboyant said, to be able to come to an achievement. You can't just throw dust in the wind and expect a castle to be built. You have to follow certain principles.
Okay.
Thank you.
You cannot just throw dust into the world so that you can build a castle. A powerful quote from Bryan. Relationships are there to make each of us learn. God in his own image, you know that one person cannot be. That's why he created the other being. That's why we have man and a woman. So all you have to do is just to find the right person that you really want to spend your life with. You can decide to be on yourself. By being on yourself, you end up maybe womanizing or doing stuff to yourself. That will end up hurting you, or that will end up not feeling interest in other gender. I go by the name Flamboyant Lifestyle. And all I want you to do is just to learn something out from this interview. Don't just watch it for the entertainment sake. Learn something out from it. Don't be looking at the way we speak. Look at the knowledge that is coming out from the what? The interview. Thank you very much for watching. Wherever you are watching, at home, at school, hospitals, where you find yourself watching this interview, maybe you are in your car watching, maybe you are on break at work, maybe you are just sleeping on your bed, you don't feel like doing it, and you just come across this video. If you just come across this video and you finish watching, please put it in groups, WhatsApp groups, splash it on all social media platforms, because someone might benefit from what is in the videos, because words are very powerful. One word can change someone's life. One word can make someone become a very wealthy and a respectable person. So don't just skip this video. You can follow me on all social media platforms. You can follow me on Twitter. It's Flamboyant Life 1. I post every day over there. I empower people over there. I'm an informer and also I'm a speaker over there. And also you can follow me on Instagram. It's Flamboyant_lifestyle 1. I also post every day over there. All I have to do is just to make people's life better and also mine better, because I learn from people and I make people also learn from me. God will bless you. Everything that you do in this life, make sure you do it with kind heart, and make sure that everything that comes out from your mouth, you think before you talk.